All right, and we're live. Welcome to another episode of Foreign Domestic. Good to be here. It's been a little bit. Appreciate everyone showing up in the side chat. And in true fashion, we will jump right into Alan. What you got, brother?
I have some technical difficulties right at the moment. Actually, I don't have the chat up, so I honestly don't have names to read off at the moment. But I do have this, possibly.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So I do have that, but I do not have the side chat open at the moment. Nothing's coming through on the StreamYard side, so I can't really read off the chat room.
You want me to try to do that?
Absolutely. If you got it up.
We got Primal Wanderer, Texas Outlaw Michael Sines, Scott 1959, Big Al, Rich White, Cranky Cletus, hey buddy, OCD Outdoors, the crazy Scotsman's in the room, Smile Money, and I think that's about measuring grains. Hey Meg. Everybody, Ghost Rider, way back there, Chris 338. Josh Benwell, what's up, stranger? Where you been? Rich White, did I say him already? And OCD Outdoors, I said him already too. That's what I got. That's what I'm showing.
Yep,
that's what
I got.
I'm showing 17, but a lot of guys don't comment. They lurk. They're lurking in the background.
So how you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing excellent, man. For an old man, I've been working on some 30-30 hunting rounds. Got my new GOA suit shirt on. I have to turn it around in a minute, show y'all the back. So, Big Al got his Marlin 30-30, looking good. I saw that video. So, how you doing, brother?
Doing pretty good for the most part. Tired, beat, good old work life. But other than that, doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's a general consensus. The majority, all I've been doing is working. It's been a regular 12-hour days for me, along with Saturdays. So I'm getting the hours, but it kind of is going right out in bills and stuff. So hasn't been all that much adventure happening with it, to say the least.
Yeah.
Can I have a moment for Mr. Big Al? Hey, Idaho Rogers. So, Big Al, 30-30 Winchester. Okay? You need this work good in my gun. Sierra number 2000, 150 grain flat points. I'm using Federal primers and this. I know everybody sneers at Shooter's World Powder because it's cheap. 30-30 data is right on the bottom. I'm using 32.5 grains, and I'm stacking them on top of each other at 50 yards. So, hope you try that. Hope you like it. I'm using a 150 grain bullet, Big Al, with a 32.5 grains of Shooter's World tactical rifle.
What kind of groups you getting with that?
stacking them at 50 yards. That'll probably be inch and a quarter at 100 yards.
Nice.
I'll have a video coming out in a day or two.
Yeah, I gotta find me a 30-30. I got a bunch of ammo. Gotta get the gun to go with the ammo.
I'm trying to remember what the last 30-30 I had was. It had both the names Stevens and Savage on it. And I want to say that it was like a Model 25 or something. I just had a little brain fart on that guy. It was a bolt action and it was butterily smooth. I never did anything with it. Hardly even ever cleaned it. I just go out and blow up pumpkins with it every year, and eventually I just got rid of it.
Yeah, the Savage Stevens isn't bad, especially if you can get the older ones. The new ones, they're not.
I'm gonna do a Google search.
Cranky, I'm not getting the Remlin. Scotty, take it easy, brother. I'll give you a call soon.
Well, the Rock Island has made it into the carry regiment, the 10 millimeter Rock Island. Right at the moment, this is the true fit. It's from what I understand, it's not very expensive. I don't remember buying it. It just kind of showed up. I did buy a couple of other miscellaneous Kydex holsters for it. But this guy it fits really, really well. It's comfortable. And one of the things that I do like about it, I'm not sure if I can get it in the screen. Yeah, right there. Made in the USA, baby. I love it.
Got to. Okay, Alan, about this Savage Stevens 30-30. What action was this thing?
It was a bolt action. Jeez, trying to remember now.
Model 325.
Hey, you know what? That's what it was. It was a 325. I forget what years they made them, but I took it in somewhere because I was having a little bit of ejector issues with it. And the guy said that it was one of the earlier years that they made the 325s. And it was a 325 and some letter, but I don't remember what it was.
Let me see if I can screen share. Did it look like that?
Oh yeah, very, very similar. Very similar. Yeah, it had like a 4-box magazine, big hook trigger. Yep, very, very similar to those guys. And now that I see it, I want to say that it was a 325C.
I would really enjoy something like that.
And when I originally acquired it, some numbnut had painted the stock, but didn't bother to take the rifle apart for one. Painted it with a paintbrush, and just terrible. So I took the stock and I took it down very, very gingerly and just like layered the thing in oil for days. And the stock looked pretty decent. When I was done with it, and luckily I was able to get the majority of the overlapping paint off the gun itself without destroying what was left of the finish. I didn't want to re-blue it though. Why, I don't know. It's not like it had a whole bunch of value to it, and I'd be destroying value by doing it. But
well, let's find out about that. I know Gun Broker's going to be overrated, but $50 just for the magazine, man.
yeah, the mag was expensive, and somewhere, and I don't remember where, I found a place where I could get the barrel strap and all kinds of miscellaneous little parts that I couldn't get anywhere else. And I still wish I had the name of that place, because I did replace a couple of smalls on that rifle and they showed up perfect. I mean, they were exactly what that rifle needed.
Here's some that's got they're started out. They've got 8 days left on the auction, but starting bid's $275. Here's one that's got 12 days left. It's starting bid at $99. So apparently,
yeah, and I've seen a couple that were in much rougher condition than mine was at the time, just in pawn stores, and they were going for about $250 back then. That was probably 10, 12 years ago.
weird, ain't it?
That was the last 30-30 that I owned. That was the 325C was the last 30-30 that I owned.
Well, from what I can see, just by glancing at that, they have a A-A and a -C. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe some of the guys watching, if they into old guns, can. Looks like we're picking up in the side chat out there a little bit. There's Mr. Holster hollering about Weasel. What's up, Kyle? Jesse B, I got a package heading your way tomorrow or the next day.
Kyle, you got a link if you want it, man. Check your email.
Yeah, picking up Jesse B, Mr. Holster. I mean, we did get the low side and Kyle joined us, but
Whoa.
I don't know if you guys ever tried the Luth AR stocks, but I am not impressed with this thing one bit. I will be taking it off and I will be putting something else on there.
a lot of people absolutely rave about them. What do you dislike about it?
So the cool thing I like about them is they are easily adjustable, but I don't know, when you put your cheek on this thing, man, and you shoot it, you feel every little bit going through it. It just feels really cheap. It does not feel like it's, I mean, these things go for a couple $100. I didn't pay that, but it just feels really, really cheap. Not impressed one bit. I put 40 rounds down range on that one, and yeah, I was not impressed.
So if you're gonna swap that guy out, what
Yep.
are you looking at?
I'm probably gonna go with an A2 stock, just a regular fixed A2.
Oh man, I like those.
Well, I already had the straight tube on there, and if I switch it up to something else, I have to switch out the tube and all that other stuff. So I don't want to mess with that.
Scott P79. A lot of people like the MFT stocks, and yeah, I've got to agree, man. Those Mission First Tacticals, those work great for that particular purpose. Would I put like the one that I have on the Black Rifle on a 6.5, is something that I'm shooting really more for distance than anything. Maybe not. That just doesn't. I don't. That's more, a little bit more high speed, low drag, in my opinion.
Yeah. I like the Strike Industry stuff. I put that on both the other ones that I put together. But I wanted to try something different for this one, and I found that for a deal. But yeah, not impressed with it whatsoever. I mean, it might work for someone else, but it ain't gonna work for me.
The whole cheek rest on an AR-15 is a problem. It, for me, yeah, it's like getting your head down there low enough, and you ear protection on, that's going to hit the top of that tube. So you need something. It's not like your old lever guns and bolt guns where you actually have a 2.5 to 2 3/4 inch drop on your comb.
Yeah, Ghost Rider posted how do I feel in anything with that through that beard? And there's another one out there, Rich White. Doesn't even need a cheek riser. You'd be surprised, even though it's a pretty thick beard, you still feel a lot through it.
Just grab it and put it over onto the cheek risers. I mean, give you a little bit of padding.
But I have the same problem as Jamie, trying to get down low enough and get that angle on there. HRM, I'm on number 4. I built the 6.5 Creedmoor and I got hooked, brother. I'm on number 4 right now. I just
apparently I'm going to be building another upper here soon. Got a text from Eagle Eye. He's almost through with my Legend barrel. I would say 350 Legend, but I don't think it's going to quite be a 350 Legend because it was they chambered those to shoot 3.56 bullets, and we got barrels that are 3.58, like a 357 Magnum and 38 Special. So
yeah,
ours will be slightly modified. From what I understand, Kenny's doing a series of videos on them too, so that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'll put some videos up soon on these builds. I haven't started to get back into doing the videos, so I'll put some videos up on these builds, kind of go through some of the parts and stuff that I put on them and what I've got in them. I mean, build number 1, that's the first one I ever built, better than mine, and it took me 2 years to do it because I put $2,500 in it. So, and that thing is awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to stretch it out at dead zero.
Yeah, well, we're hoping for April, man. Can't wait.
Yep, I talked to Scott the other day. He's working on getting the date set.
As long as it's not Easter weekend, I'll be fine.
Yeah, I told him mid to late April because a lot of the guys were saying later April would be better for him.
Yeah. And maybe Eagle Eye can get a plane and come in. We might have to go pick him up.
We might have to do a GoFundMe to get him out here.
We might.
help him with a little bit of funds.
That would be cool.
Oh, we've had a few others join the chat. I don't know if you mentioned West Covina Dodge, Armament Naxos, Robin Jones in the house. Also, the long missed Reloading from the Hot Pot has joined the side chat as well. Wes S out there. yeah, quite a few others have jumped in.
Tattooed Dragon 8's got a good question. Can you pop that one up there?
Yeah, hang on. Yeah.
I think the industry standard is about 100 feet per second per inch. Would that be correct, Scotsman?
Yeah, that's about right. It'll vary, obviously, depending on if you're making your own loads or not. But your average with factory ammo.
Yeah. But anytime you got a longer sight radius, if you're using iron sights, of course, if you're using the scope or whatever, probably won't make a whole big difference. But your longer axis there would help with your accuracy.
Yep. Yeah, I went with 24-inch barrels on the 6.5 Creedmoor and the 6.5 Grendel.
Wow.
22-inch barrel in the 243. I just got to get the scope for the 243. And I got to change the buffer out too because the buffer sucks. It's the first thing I ever bought that I do not like from Odinworks. Odinworks adjustable buffer. That's got probably a half-inch gap between the weights that you can put in there and the back of the plate. And so it freaking rattles. Which makes no sense. Pat, I would have a beer for you, brother, but I got to go to work after this.
Gene, it's always good to see you, brother. Where you been for so long? On the road, living out of a suitcase, jamming them gears.
Oh. Yep. Living in a tin box going down the road.
Didn't see that one the other night. I apologize. The AR Stoner upper and the AR Stoner barrel.
Hey, V Borg, what's up, brother?
I might get a build an AR 500. I don't know, man. I might. I'm definitely hooked on this. I'll tell you that.
I thought AR 500 was the steel targets.
Yeah, but one thing that you liked about the Luth stock is that it was adjustable and you can give you a little bit more pull of length. And that's been your problem with the AR platform predominantly because you're a big, giant, tall, lanky bastard.
I got lanky arms
and long ass arms. So getting the length of pull. Have you found something that's getting a little bit more comfortable for you?
Yeah, well, that Strike Industries stock works really, really well. They're adjustable, fixed stock type deal with the additional butt pad on there. If you got to buy the thick butt pad, it adds like another 3/4 of an inch, and it works out really well. I'd like the cheek rise to be higher on it. That's the only thing, but that's always a problem no matter what stock. Even with like an A2 style stock and stuff, it's always been a problem.
So I want that.
But that one seems to work the best for me so far. That and the regular A2 style stocks.
I want it to go lower. I want ARs to have lower stocks. And
But yeah, this thing's just an absolute issue, man. I don't know what it is with this thing, but again, it just seems real cheap. I mean, the build quality is good, but it just feels cheap. So anyway, that'll be getting sent to someone. Someone else is looking to do some builds, so I got some additional parts and pieces I'm going to be putting in the mail. That'll be one. It'll be coming off and going with that.
So what do you have that on? Is that the Grendel?
That's the 6.5 Grendel. That's the Grendel. That's the what brake was that again? That's the VG6 brake, which I'm not really impressed with this brake either. You feel every little bit of recoil with that, but anyway, the actual build itself is this. I had a couple of small issues, but I think that was more to do with the magazine than anything else. I've heard a lot of people complain about the magazines.
Well, that brake has got some big gaping holes in it. You wouldn't think that it would allow you to feel everything under the sun, but what kind of buffer setup is in that?
That has the JP. Yep, that has the JP, which I'll probably be getting to switch out the Odin Works and the other one to JP as well.
Yeah, I am positively a fan of them JPs, man. I haven't tried their polished coils, but the silent capture spring systems, I love them things.
Yeah, I've been impressed with them a lot. I mean, they cost a little bit more, but they definitely do a really good job.
So Chico says Carter's sick.
Yeah.
That's no good. I met up with Chico Saturday. That Carter, man, that little boy can eat. He can put some groceries away, man. I'm telling you, he can eat. Chico does pretty good for such a little guy.
He does, man. That boy can eat too. He's got the metabolism and the appetite that I used to have before I had all my stomach problems. I could eat crazy amounts of food.
You see Al's question?
Let's see. Did I miss it? Trying to see if I can find it.
What glass do you have on the Grendel?
Oh, I don't have any yet. I did get a scope. They sent me one to review. I'm going to throw it on there temporarily, and we'll see how it does. And I'll do the review at the range with it on there. I'm not going to do an unboxing or any of that crap. Just going to throw it on there and see what happens. And I did tell him.
I've got a scope from Fiatchi that I can send you, but you'll never get it to zero. I'm just saying. Thanks for stopping by, Rich.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think it was the CDC mags is what I got for that. Those are the only ones that I could find. But I had 3 failures to fire, but it was like primer strikes. And 1 failure to eject, and that was it. And then there was no bolt hold open on a lot of it. But I've heard a lot of complaints with the magazines not doing the bolt hold open.
Yeah. Are you you have adjustable gas?
No, not in that one. That one I just went with a regular standard gas tube and gas block.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about this 350 build. I'm not really. I don't anticipate getting cans anytime in the near future. Kind of wonder if adjustable gas block is really necessary if you don't have that in your future. If you're not shooting suppressed, do you really need an adjustable gas block? It seems like it would be. I know you can fine tune the gun and all like that, but couldn't you do the same thing with a different buffer?
I mean, you could. My thing with an adjustable gas block, like that's why I put on the Creedmoor, is because you can dial it in a little more, especially for long range, and get it exactly kind of where you want it. The Grendel, I just went with a regular one because I wanted to see the difference.
Yeah.
It's all part of the big puzzle. Yeah, you can accomplish so much with the buffer, but you're also when you have the adjustability of the gas, you're working that other way. Sure, you're going to have a certain amount of lag time with the buffer system, but you're also, if you're trying to dial into a specific load, it's going to be easier to run it through the gas system than like trying to change out buffers all the time. So they're like just two different ends of the same machine. Yeah, you're going to be able to accomplish a certain amount with buffer, but you'll get more dialed in with the gas system. We were talking about Fiocchi there for a second, and next to me I've got this Fiocchi RS-30 reflex sight, and Fiocchi sent me ultimately they sent me 2, because the very first one they sent me had a little chip in the side of the glass right over here, and the reticle itself, which I wouldn't be able to show you if I had that one here, the reticle itself is tilted counterclockwise a little bit, and they wanted me to review this, and I'm like, you don't want me to review that. Don't bother sending me another one, because I'm gonna have to tell them, I'm gonna tell people that the first one they sent me wasn't right. So it does have a crosshair red dot, it's all like 2 MOA, a dot, a circle dot, and a crosshair, and it's in red only. So I've got a little bit more of these than I actually need. So I'm going to end up asking the side chat a question, because the Scotsman's got to be left out of this. For the people that are interested in a free Fiocchi RS-30 reflex sight, the question is this. The very first AR-15 that the Scotsman shown as his on his channel has a name. It was named before he acquired it. What is the name of that particular AR-15? So if you're interested in a Fiocchi RS-30, I'll be watching the side chat, and if somebody can come up with the name, for that particular AR. No, no, Big Al, that's not quite right. Then you'll get one or the other reflex sight. I don't know which one I'm going to send out. The weasel shooter. Oh, no, not quite, but that would have been good. That would have been good. That one's a whole lot of love right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Al. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember,
What do you think, Scott?
Just
You
a little
think
bit of a clue.
too hard of a question, or
just as a little bit of a clue, if you guys remember, I had to get some really good optics to put on that to do it justice.
Pocahontas. Yeah. Come on, guys.
There was a certain anniversary last week.
and I'll even go to the extent of the blank rifle. And it wasn't a rifle that you purchased, wasn't it?
No.
It wasn't a
some nice person who happened to acquire it, didn't even put their hands on it,
and
give it to me.
If you want to post up Jesse B, because Jesse B was the first one to say C-Max. Yes, it is the C-Max rifle, the first AR-15 shown on the Crazy Scotsman's channel. And yeah, he did buy it. He earned it. He earned it. And so, yeah, Jesse B, you're going to have to send me your information. I'll shoot you out one of these. I don't know which one. One of these Fiocchi RS30 reflex sights.
Well, don't send him the one that's messed up, man.
Oh no, he's a lefty. He might actually do all right with it.
And yeah, we both got his info.
Yeah,
Jesse ain't hard to find.
I can send it to you.
Yeah, as long as you guys can shoot me his info, I'll shoot him out the reflex sight.
And I will say this about that rifle is incredible. The glass on that Scotsman. Scotsman, did you put that on there?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
yeah, I had to do that rifle justice. And originally what I bought was a red dot. From Zeiss. And it basically wouldn't hold zero. And which is really surprising, but it would not hold zero. And so I contacted them and said, hey, look, I've had enough. I've tried playing with it, messed with it. I'm done. I want a scope. And went back and forth for a little bit. And I'm like, look, I had to get a little bit nasty with them. I was like, look, I've been in the industry a long time. I sell your product all day long. I love your product. Don't make me have a bad taste in my mouth because it won't end up well. And they finally agreed and sent me out the scope. So, which is good for them because I have bought many other stuff since.
They are incredible. I mean,
yeah, it wouldn't hold zero, man. I played with that thing. I don't know for how long. It was a good month and a half trying to fix it and dial it, and Just wouldn't hold.
Hot Pot, I'm thinking of doing that. You like Monstrum scopes?
I haven't used them myself, but Landrun 89, I know he's used them before.
Good gracious, there's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
Yeah. He's been off the radar a lot. He did post a video a couple weeks back, I think it was. But he's been off the radar a while.
And I say it that way because we have Preston Scott in the room, so I'm trying to be appropriate.
Yeah, I was watching my language. I actually had a few choice words for Zeiss at that point. Yeah, Vortex scopes are really good. I haven't had any issues with them, especially their warranty.
Yeah, that's one thing about Vortex. If you do, they've got no problems with their warranty. They'll send that stuff right back in and shoot it right back out. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, Chris, I would have come down, man, but I didn't have any ammo for one, and I needed the rest.
It didn't help. I'm just saying.
No, I didn't.
So, Idaho said Monstrum's just okay. I've not used a Vortex, I don't believe. My hunting buddy's got one. I got a Nikon that I really like right now.
Yeah, even their cheap stuff's good on Vortex. I mean, their entry level stuff, you can't go wrong. Their Crossfire line and all that.
Yeah, Leopolds are hard to beat, Christian. For sure. Leopold's kind of the standard that everybody else is trying to achieve.
Oh, just be careful. Leopold's warranty is not the same as it used to be.
Yeah.
They changed a lot of stuff on their warranty.
Look, man, it's a rifle sight, and if it can't do what you want it to do, then yeah, you just need to.
Or you do what RTT does and take it out and shoot it with an AK.
Yeah, there's no reason that a well-built scope shouldn't last forever.
And Robin, that Vortex is not helping you in the box at all. I'm just saying, Robin, that Vortex in the box is not helping you at all.
Yeah, Leupold changed their warranty, so basically the only thing that's a lifetime warranty is their gold ring. Everything else is a limited lifetime warranty. And their Redfield scopes are not covered under warranty. They're like a 1-year warranty or something like that now.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Idaho. I picked out a Leopold that I wanted to put on my rifle for when we go back to Dead Zero and shoot 1,000 yards. $2,400. So obviously I won't be buying that one. You know, you ought to be able to get a good scope that'll last forever, no matter what happens to it. I mean, if you drop your rifle out the back of your pickup truck going down the highway at 55 miles an hour, you ought to be able to pick that rifle up and shoot that scope, be fine.
Yep, the Crossfire line's good. That's their entry level stuff, but they're really good. Diamondback's the next one up. They're a little bit clearer, a little bit nicer.
Monstrum. I mean, yeah, Monstrum's raging. What about that Night Force? That's what.
The Night Force is on the Creedmoor, and it's ridiculous too. But I mean, you got to be willing to drop the cha-ching in that one.
Well,
Same thing
yeah,
with
I'm not saying that's not a chunk of change.
But they're worth it. They're well worth it. I mean, clarity is ridiculous on that thing. I don't know if this is. It's hard to compare it to the Zeiss because the Zeiss scope I have versus that one is half the price. So it's hard to compare. And the other one doesn't zoom out as far either. There's a big difference between the two, but the Night Force is really nice too.
Yeah, those Citrons are that's what Josh 243 Outdoors uses, and he put one of those on a Ruger American Precision. Did a little trigger work and goes out to Utah and wins their milk jug shooting contest. So, and that boy is awesome with any kind of gun you put in his hand. Ain't that right, Scotsman? I mean,
Yep.
He can shoot a pistol, those pistol caliber carbines. He can even shoot a Mauser.
He actually did pretty good with the Mauser too.
Yeah, he did.
Christian, I didn't really have it in the budget either, man, but I found it on a deal, and the deal was too good to pass up.
Yeah, it was only one kidney, not both.
Pretty much.
They would have settled for half a liver, but not his.
Honestly, Preston, Shake, best thing for that's probably just going to be working on breathing. Trying to control your breathing and how just take your time.
That's where I was going to go with it too. Is we had a little meetup at Lake Miami here in Iowa, and they stuck a thing of tannerite out at 75 yards, and I'm like popping rounds at it, and then I realized, think about what you're doing and breathe. And once I did that, I was able to land the shot, but breathing has a lot to do with it, and people underestimate just them breathing and how much that moves things around.
Yeah, you definitely. Jesse had a good point you might want to put up there, Scotsman. Vortex Strike Eagle primary arms 1x6, same scope with different reticles. I don't really have a scope, a sling that'll. Let me see if I can get in here. Might can help Preston a little bit if I can get. The way they'll teach you in the military is you got to. I've never been in the military, but get that scope wrapped around there real good. That strap wrapped around your arm real good, and it'll help pull that rifle back, and it'll stiffen you up. It works better with a military style sling. You can go all the way from your wrist over your elbow like that, and then tuck it.
Yep, that works really good too.
Work on your breathing. Take a deep breath. Let half of it out. And a lot of people say they want to squeeze the trigger between their heartbeat. And let me tell you, if you're squeezing your trigger properly, you can't time that out, because we're supposed to squeeze every time our crosshairs are on the target, and we never really know exactly when it's going to go off. It kind of is a surprise. So that being said, you can't really determine when that round's going to go off. So you really can't do it between heartbeats. Does that make any sense, or am I completely off base?
No, you're good. It makes sense. You're exactly on the money. And typical Americans that put it up there and with the name of it too. It's that kind of hasty sling. So. The other thing I would say too is be real careful about fully extending your arms, because if you fully extend your arms, you're going to have shake going on too. You got to have somewhat of a bend in your arms. But if it's happening with everything, then yeah, you probably want to get checked out for something else. See if there's something else deeper in that going on.
Yeah, with a phone and everything else he was saying. And another thing, I don't believe anybody is comfortable with the recoil of the 30-06. I just don't.
I'm extremely comfortable with the recoil of the 30-06, especially with a John Huber brake. I think it feels like a 22. You ever get the opportunity to get with John Huber and shoot his 30-06, you'll never want another 30-06 in your life again. You just want that one.
Maybe I need to find me one of those and have my barrel threaded.
Yeah. If you thread that thing out, man, I'll work on getting you a Huber brake, because that is the best brake on the market.
Wasn't he also working on developing AR triggers?
He's got them up on the site. Yep. AR triggers are up for sale on the site. He's got them for Mosins. He's got them for Mausers, which you might want to look at that too, Jamie. His triggers are phenomenal.
For Mausers?
Yep, he's got them for Mausers. He's got them for all kinds. He originally started with the Remington 700 platform and just went from there. He's a former Marine, and he's a badass, and he's crazy as hell. But the guy is awesome. The first time I met him, man, it was 2:30 in the morning when he showed up, and he talked for almost 4 hours. He's a very, very passionate man about what he does, and he's very, very passionate and loves it, and it's awesome, and it shows.
Okay, let me see what I can. Don't need that anymore. Alan's not going to be going to buy a Model 325 Savage anytime soon, I don't believe.
I might end up picking one of those up if I come across them in a store somewhere. I might just pick one up just out of novelty. I mean, I do miss that old gun. And it was like stupid accurate. That's one thing that I don't get is it wasn't an expensive rifle at all, and you could get it in nearly any pawn shop 12, 15 years ago. But it was like stupid accurate.
Yeah. I think that 30-30 round is a lot more accurate than people give it credit for, and it's a lot more accurate in a bolt action than it is in a lever gun. And I hear people one of the things people want to talk about these days is 300 blackout, and I'm like, well, 3030 been doing all of that for well over 100 years, then some. But it's a lever gun is far from an AR platform, and I understand that. My
So
brother,
the
Chico,
question that I just gave, the answer that I just gave Chico is almost. And yes, almost is absolutely correct. The thing that I ran into is I was looking to get another bench identical to the one that I have, so that I could just set them side by side and put the turret on that one and just leave the one bench as the single stage. And had a little bit of a snafu when I come to find that that one isn't being produced anymore. So now was searching for another bench, and I've ran into some regular bills and things that have kind of put that on the back deck. I do, however, have my dies.
Heck yeah.
Now, this is going to pain Chico, but I
You
haven't
don't have any brass.
I haven't been saving my brass. I can't. This Rock Island throws the brass so damn far I can never find it. So I mean, if Chico wants to come stand behind me when I shoot, I know his little ass is quick enough to go catch it before it hits the ground.
There's another reloader that's getting ready. He's just getting ready to get started. Gave him a little nudge in the right direction.
Yeah, at some point I'm definitely going to have to advance to the pistol rounds or to the rifle rounds. Just trying to get myself set up for the pistols right at the moment. And hope that I could get myself set up and start doing the 10 millimeter, just because it's not as expensive as it used to be, but it is an expensive round to just go out and buy factory.
I was getting ready to start reloading, or just had started reloading when Gene started his channel. I remember watching him back when he did reloading videos. I don't think too many of us are free to put up reloading videos on YouTube anymore, so kind of why we got the Reloaders Network started. We're kind of waiting on Kyle to talk about
Well, how about this, guys? How about we create a YouTube channel and we'll make it a community YouTube channel, and we'll just go ahead and hand out some of the guys on the Reloader Network access to said channel, and whatever videos that you want to put up that are reloading videos, we'll put them all on that channel. That way, if YouTube does end up wanting to shut it down and it just doesn't affect anybody specifically, it just, they finally catch it and it goes away.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Because typical American, absolutely right. YouTube hates reloading. They don't. In all actuality, they don't like people having knowledge about anything. But when it comes to that, it's knowledge is power, and YouTube doesn't like people to have power, I guess.
That's a good idea, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are you going to call it?
Probably wouldn't call it something like the Reloading Channel. It maybe keep it slightly incognito. But I mean, even titles and stuff like that are going to get caught by YouTube or anything that gets linked to it, whatever. So in all actuality, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter what it would be called, but it would be somewhere to put up some resistance.
The gal's got a name.
Hey, there we go.
A little while back, Idaho Rogers, USMC, asked what's the best neck sizing die. The only ones I've used are Lee, and then Kenny got on kick doing these Eagle Eye, doing these long range loadings, and that's what he's using is the Lee. And the reason we like the Lee, I have one right here, is it's case activated and flexible. It's floating in there, so it's going to help with your concentricity. It's going to really make the trick that he taught me is, if y'all can see this sizing die, is to take the depriming pin out, which also widens out the neck, so you get more concentricity. We take the clip off of the ram and put the shell holder in there and just put a rubber O-ring around it so that you got that you're moving around. So you can basically take your Lee classic cast turret press and turn it into almost one of those presses like you have, Scotsman. The what's that called?
Laminate.
No, the one that's the one that everything's moving is free floating. No,
like progressive.
No, it's a single stage, and it's
the single stage. You're talking about the Frankfurt Arsenal, the M coax.
Yeah, the coax. That's what I'm trying to think of. There's Eagle Eye now. What's up, buddy? Eagle Eye, help Idaho. He's wanting to know what the best neck size and die, and I'm stumbling all over the place. I don't have notes. But yeah, that Foster coax is the one I'm trying to think of, Kenny. Exactly. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So he taught me how to do all this stuff with my classic cast turret press, and I'm really liking the results so far. And everybody that's going to be doing some long range precision shooting and you're going to be reloading your own ammo, you really need this Hornady case length gauge. It's going to be hard to set up your sizing die without it, because if you're reading what on my 30-30 rounds, when I did it the way the book, where the instructions of the die told me, I was setting my shoulder back nearly 20 thousandths. So that's giving you a lot of play in there. And I know 30-30 is not the most accurate round, or particularly with a lever action gun, but mine are shooting pretty good.
Yeah, I'll be getting the rifle here soon, starting with a Creedmoor. I got everything for it. I just gotta start cranking the handle.
You're going to do those on the Lyman 8, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta get it. I gotta set up the dies and everything for it, but it's there. I just gotta get it done.
What I know is not true, Michael. I think on my channel we pretty much proved that a lever gun will shoot if you take time and do your loads upright. So
Yeah, you can be super accurate with a lever gun.
particularly out to
There's Chico.
well, Michael, I know, and Chico, I appreciate that, brother. He was shooting my hand loads, by the way. Yeah, that was pretty fun. We got let me tend to this. Y'all are awful quiet. I'm talking too much.
You're good. I gotta figure out what 30-30 I'm gonna get. I'm looking at the Marlin right now. Large loop Marlin. But I don't know. There's Eagle Eye. What's up, buddy?
So, Creedmoor couldn't connect today. A little upset with the performance. We got barrels just completely shot out. So, I went to test the Creedmoor versus the 308 at 1 mile, and I can tell you what, that 308, that new load that I got for that 200 grain load, is a hell of a lot more predictable, a hell of a lot more easier to get impacts at 1 mile than the Creedmoor. So that's that. That's 3 rifles and 6.5 Creedmoor that we shot today. I got a video of that too. And there's a Accuracy, like I can't even say it, Accuracy International rifle. So that little $700 Mossberg rifle just outshot the Accuracy International in 6.5 Creedmoor.
Wow. Mossberg's been doing better lately.
Right.
They've actually been stepping their game up.
Yeah. My what was it? His name is Larry Gibson. He came out today. He brought his most expensive rifle, has a Balata scope, which is a $3,800 scope, Accuracy International Remington 700 chassis, or sorry, it's a Defiance Action Accuracy International that he put in there. So we're talking about top of the top type of long distance rifle setup, 6.5 Creedmoor, and he couldn't believe that my 308 was keeping up and outperformed his rifle. I got 5 impacts out of 10 shots. He got 3, and we had about a 50 mile per hour gust wind.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yeah, I picked up the target right now.
What's happening, brother?
Oh, it's good to see you guys. Just Here, getting ready for work tomorrow.
Ready for work tomorrow. That's bites. Yeah, man, I've got a Marlin made in 1974, and I'll be doing a video here this coming week about how good it's shooting.
Nice. Yeah, I wish I could find the older one, but an older one is going to cost me, and I ain't got that right now.
No, man. You can find an older one a lot cheaper than you think. You can get one a lot cheaper than what you'll pay for a new one.
I'm trying to figure out if Eagle Eye is taking us out where he needs to pee, or
Giving you guys a romantic sunset. How about that? Wanna get weird? Let's get weird.
the roving reporter.
All that's going to happen here's going to happen on this channel.
Sitting here with Alan and Scotsman, I don't need romantic right now, brother.
Oh, I'm just picking up my target.
No offense, but
Yeah,
where's Mario when you need him?
I mean, it's pretty badass that you have to get in your truck to go get your target. That's just beyond me. I have never been into distance shooting, but to have to go get in your truck to pick up your target, that's ridiculous. That's insane.
Yeah, that's what my friend told me today. He's like, you're the only person I know that will set up a target and then drive away from it. So, I got pretty dang close on. There's a little milk jug.
Everybody watching out there, if you see this sitting out in the desert, get away from it.
Right. You're going to hear you're probably going to hear the rifle report before you hear the impact at the distances I'm shooting. But if you hear anything whizzing by, get the hell away. Incoming. That's all I can say. All right. Let me get all this all buttoned up. But I got pretty close. I got one right there, which was right off the side. So couldn't connect at a mile. Milk jug. Dang it.
Yeah, one day I'll get out there, man. You'll get to shoot the 6.5 with mine and see what you think.
Yeah. As of I saw that thing was barely moving, man. That muzzle brake is something else.
Yeah, John Huber does an awesome job, man. That's why I was waiting so patiently for it, because I knew how great it is. So
yeah. You know, honestly, the best upgrade that I've ever done is this little thing right here, my little target camera. And what I'm going to start doing is taking this battery pack in and putting it up on the hill somewhere up there, and then running a wire. Just have that's a little camera. That's, $30 right there. If you hit that, that ain't nothing. But this thing is awesome. All right. Oh, let me mute myself. I gotta take down this little still target before someone cheese grades it.
that's the only thing about being out there, man. Is a lot of other people get out there and shoot at your targets too, taking the risk of them messing it all up.
Yeah, I had that bullet catch out here, and someone said, "Hey, this pistol's only. I think that means a 5.56 green tips, right?"
Yeah. Yeah, people don't care, man. That's the sad part.
That's the thing.
Okay, I think full of tacos in. While we got Kenny on, let's talk for a minute about our fundraiser for Mike Treen. We're calling it Reloaders Lives Matter. What a beautiful puppy dog.
Yeah, That's the Rocky dog. He's a good $1.25 of all blue nose pit. He's a big boy and he don't like people.
There's a lot of us like that. But
he's a big boy and he don't like people.
All right.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
All right. How's it going?
Not too bad. It's good to see you.
Yeah, actually off tonight. I'm actually probably not too far from Allen right now. I'm in Iowa.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I'm in Des Moines this week. Taking a class to maybe get a side hustle started. Hopefully it turns into something permanent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're actually minutes away from me.
Cool. Yeah, I
Sounds
knew
like you
were
two have a
close.
range date.
Oh, sorry. So I don't know what's all gone in here because I was driving most of the time, but seeing there's some foreign and domestic tonight. So what's been going on with everybody?
I've just been building guns like stupid, and that's about it for me. Working and building guns.
Yeah, my collecting's has dropped way off in the last month or so. But so
Well, we did have a member of royalty step into the side chat. Ladies and gentlemen, Dirt Road is out in the side chat.
So what's the last one you collected, Mike?
um,
The last one you picked
what
up.
was the last one I got? I think the last one I got was probably that Mouse that last K98K Mauser that I got that gun show in July. But I know I have a Gray Ghost P38 Walther that I'm looking at. It's basically it's put together by the French after the war, and they put I'm not sure if it was aluminum, but anyway, it was great. It was gray grips on them, so they got called Gray Ghosts. I'm looking at that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick it up or not, though, especially since I'm here all week now instead of down in Kansas City.
so, Mike, I don't know if we met. I'm Jamie. My channel's JH586, and I got a couple of milsurps. You want to see them?
Yeah, I'm subscribed to you. You have a Yugo Mauser, don't you?
Let's talk about that. Let me get it. Warsaw, who's also out there, has told me it's a K98, but it's just right over there. About time for a gun check anyway, isn't it, Alan?
It's always time for a gun check. Always time for a gun check. And definitely if you don't you're not exactly sure what you got, Milsurp Mike can eyeball it and tell you exactly what you got. The man's got more knowledge about milsurps than I've known anybody to ever have.
Well, I totally trust Warsaw.
Yeah, I think Warsaw knows quite a bit about that too. I thought you said you had a Yugo when didn't you and Insight Freedom Scott go out shooting?
Yes, sir. And hope to do that again sometime very soon. All right, here's my Mauser. It's got the double. Do a flyby. And of course it's got the Yugo crest on it. But over here It says model 98 right there. But it has a M48 serial number. Can you see that? There you go. But right there below that, it says model 98. And of course, it's got all the German stuff has been rubbed off of it, obviously.
Yeah, I think a lot of K98s made it to Yugoslavia, and they marked them as their own. I don't think there's really much difference between the M48 and the K98 either.
Yeah, with this sling we can do that. Well, there you go. One of the other guys. I have another one right here you might be interested in. This is a Mosin, but it's not just a Mosin. It's see if we can get those stamps in there. Can we see the Seiko
Oh, Finn.
right there? And it's got the heavier stock and really nice barrel bands. It's hinged.
Yeah, Finn's knew what they were doing with those Mosins. Is that an M39 or?
This is an M39.
Yeah, those are Finn's definitely improved the Mosins. I need to get mine. I bought one a few years back. I need to still clean it up. And, I still need to clean it up, get the Cosmoline out of it, and take it shooting.
Well, this one's been cleaned up, and I redid the stock on it. And but when I do a stock on these old Milsurps, I never do them completely. I guess you can't do them completely, but I mean, you got a spot or two here and there. But I did this one with True Oil, and then this one I did with boiled linseed oil, and I like the way it turned out much better. So I'm thinking of doing the M39 over like this. But those are the only two Milsurps. I got one more. I've got a M2447 Yugo Mauser.
Yeah. Mauser and Mosin, definitely good basics to have. Good thing to do a comparison between bolts and everything if you were into that.
That would be a good way to. And like I said, I trust your opinion and Warsaw's opinion too. But Warsaw's the first one that when he saw this gun on my video, he said, "That's not a M48. That's a K98." And
it does look like a K98.
I can tell you who to go see, Jamie. That's local that can tell you exactly what it is. I can get with you after. Let you know who to go see. Tell him I sent you.
all right.
He'll give you the whole rundown on it.
Yeah, Walter, that's what I understand, that those finished Mosins, the M39s were, that rifle has a Seiko barrel on it. And I also have a Seiko AV chambered in 270 that shoots pretty good. Kenny shot it.
Yeah, I think mine's a Seiko. I think Seiko and Tikka, and I know mine isn't a Tikka, so I'm pretty sure mine's a Seiko also. Or yeah, is it a Sky? Is it marked Sky, or is there another marking? I don't have it in front of me, so can't really think without it right in front of me. But I think mine's marked Sky. I think it means Seiko. I'm not sure though. That
means something else. I don't know what it is, but it's it's a very collectible thing to have that sky marking on there, and I forgot what it means. Classic Firearms puts these things out, and they make videos all about them and stuff like that. But
That's where I think
Yeah.
I bought mine from, was Classic, when they had them for sale here a few years back.
yeah, and I think Scotsman shot my Seiko too, didn't you? Did you shoot my 2.7?
Yep. Yeah.
That one's got some thump.
That had a lot more dump.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll knock your fillings out. Got a good teeth well. I'll knock your filling out.
Yep.
yeah.
I don't know, the weirdest two Mausers I have is I think it was a couple videos ago. I showed the French made Mauser, because they had the Mauser Oberdorf factory there for a couple years until Stalin basically told them, get out of there or we're going to bomb you. And then I got that Israeli Mauser, which started out as a Gewehr 98 in World War I, was chopped down to a K98, smuggled over to Israel before they became a state, went to the Israeli independence, and then 6-day war probably. So I like rifles that you can kind of find out the histories a little bit by like that with the markings. Sky is a Civil Guard marking.
That's pretty cool. Of course, I load for the 8mm. I hadn't started loading 7.62 by 54R yet.
Yeah, you probably have to buy some like PPU ammo to get brass to start out with, don't you?
I was gonna say Starline just came out with that brass recently. I recommend getting that stuff, man.
Yeah, you like that Starline brass, don't you, buddy?
Oh man, it's worth the money. I mean, yeah, you spend about 40 cents, 50 cents a round. The stuff lasts forever if you know how to reload it, and it just the accuracy increase on those. Just using that brass alone, I've seen it just take groups that are 800,000 down to 200,000 personally on my own rifles, just by switching that brass.
Yeah, you do. You run them out there pretty hot sometimes.
Yeah. Six Fire Creedmoor, the last batch of Small Rifle Prime Starline brass, I got 32 firings out of one piece of brass. And nothing ever failed on it. I just decided to say to myself that, it's not worth the risk to even go any further than this. Just cull it out and get new brass. But 32 firings, what I got out of that thing.
Yeah, I haven't even started reloading. I still need to buy a bench before I buy any equipment. But how many? You said you're amazed you got 32 reloadings out of that brass. Like typically, how many times are you guys able to use brass?
It all depends on how you resize the brass. Every time you allow space for that brass to expand, just like any other metal out there, the more you keep bending it back and forth, it's just going to break. The weak point's usually about, I'd say, half an inch from the case head. Is usually where all the stretching happens, and you'll know that your brass is getting thin because every time you have to trim your brass, if you're taking off more than 2 to 3 thousandths of brass on your trimmer, well, all it is just that brass is flowing from the middle of your cartridge all the way up to the case neck, and you're trimming that off. So your brass is thinning somewhere.
And that's why right there.
Right. That's why I size my brass exactly at 0 headspace or just over. I find myself only have to trim maybe after every third firing 1 or 2 thousandths. So it's not moving. That brass ain't flowing as much. But typically, I want to say average reloads, I would say around 10 to 12, depending on the type of pressure. High pressure cartridges like 30-06, 60,000 psi. I mean, all of that makes a big difference. You look at 223 versus a 38 special. Well, 38 special, you could probably get a hell of a lot more than 223 because of the pressures.
So, Big Al, the answer to your question is Kenny just answered it. He sizes his brass back to the exact headspace of his cartridge, of his chamber.
Yeah, there's a lot of interpretations. Folks still think I'm bump sizing my brass. I'm not bumping anything back. I take the fireform dimension from the case bolt head to the case shoulder with a comparator. I don't move that. I don't move that measurement at all. All I'm doing is I'm sizing just the body down. What that does is reduces the bearing surface, so you don't have a sticky bolt. But it keeps everything locked in. And if you have a rifle that has a free floating bolt head, which most rifles are, like Savages and stuff nowadays, what that allows you to do is lock in that cartridge center line to the bore access. And that's where you start gaining your increased accuracy. Because if you set up a cartridge at zero concentricity, that bullet's directly in line with the bore access. That cartridge is locked in with that bore. That's where I'm noticing a big increase in accuracy. So when you bump your shoulders back, you got a little bit of slop on the bore, and then what happens is that cartridge is fired, a primer is going to push out, and then because it only takes 2 or 3 thousandths psi of pressure to push that primer out, and it takes about roughly 8 thousandths of pressure to actually move the cartridge. Your primer is going to push out, and then your bolt head, your case head is going to follow. And that's why people lose their primer pockets and you start seeing cratering and pressure signs eat faster. All of that's got to expand. So that's the reason why for a factory chamber rifle, I'm noticing a big increase, just the way I size my brass on it, and it's been with every rifle that I played with. So it's food for thought, I guess.
For those of you that didn't quite understand, Eagle Eye is speaking English. There's just a certain technology level there and amount of knowledge that's ridiculous. And the more you listen to him, the more you begin to understand. But yes, he was speaking English. You're not the only ones.
Sorry.
I think one of the questions was how long does brass last? Now, if you're talking about straight wall revolver cases, they'll last forever. You can just keep reloading them suckers. They're not stretching. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I've only seen a few crack over the last year or so of playing with reloading with that. So, it's just taking the time to inspect your cases before once you clean them, to inspect them before you start loading them up.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, straight wall is the way to go. That's why this big old hype of the 350 Legend. I jumped on board as a caster. I cast lead myself, and I thought to myself, yeah, I could have a really good plinking round, save brass.
It really quite surprises me, Mike, that you're not into reloading with some of the nostalgic weapons that you deal with, and some of the calibers have got to be kind of hard to come by.
Well, I do keep my brass, but then again, a lot of them are Berdan primers, so I'm not sure I could actually reuse that brass, the ammo that I got. And there's also the factor that I have 3 kids under the age of 7, which I don't have enough time to even go shooting, let alone going down the rabbit hole of reloading right at the moment. So I do plan on going down that rabbit hole at some point, but it's just that I need to get a little more time to do it.
Yeah, and as far as your brass, but those primers, there's a way to clean that out and make it where you can use just a regular primer on there.
Right.
I was hoping so, because I have all my brass separated out, but like I said, I have a lot of them, like especially I have a lot of French 7.5 brass that I'd like to reload someday. So
I've seen
Yeah,
people
you can ream that out.
Yeah, the old Lee load-alls, I think that's what people are using to actually load Berdan primers. They're just filling the case up with water, using a Lee load-all and kind of it's like a wooden dowel, just to use a hydraulic pressure to pump out that primer. I think that's a little trick that people are doing with the Berdans.
Then you just drill it out and put a little insert in there to accept a regular boxer primer.
Yeah. Or you can just get one of those Mighty Armory universal decapping dies. Those things are like bulletproof. They'll punch through steel. I've seen it. So yeah, the Mighty Armories have some kind of hardened carbon steel pin that will punch right through anything.
So that's a rabbit hole I need to go down someday. It's just I don't have the time right at the moment.
Yeah, you got 2 kids or whatnot. I got my boys. They're my case prep. I have them decapping and sizing and cleaning my brass out of load it, so that saves time. Oh yeah, and I don't even have a brass catcher anymore. I got brass picker uppers. So they go out there and they pick up all my brass. That saves time too.
Well, the oldest one, I'm about to the point where I'm going to take the oldest one out with a 22. She turned 7 here pretty soon, so I'm going to, get her a 22 for her birthday and because I get them BB guns when they're 4 to teach them the rules and teach them the 4 rules and teach them safety. I get them BB guns when they're 4 to teach them. But I'm going to, like I said, get my daughter a Savage Rascal for her 7th birthday here.
Yeah, that's definitely doing it right, doing it early, and doing it right. And I love the sounds of that.
Yeah, those Savages are good, man. You'll do good. You'll do just fine with that. Typical American.
Well, hey,
what's up, buddy?
I just was going through my email and I was like, oh, hey, there's a link here. And then all of a sudden now I'm in the studio. So, there's that. Jump down the rabbit hole and now I'm on a live stream. So here we go. How's everybody doing?
Good. Glad to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bill Sir, Mike, how you doing, man?
How's it going?
Oh, not much. Just hanging out. I got to work tomorrow, so I can't stay on too long. I got a bedtime,
Yeah, I actually got a class.
Yeah, we've only got like 15 or 20 minutes left anyway.
Oh, good.
I have to go to work, so.
Yeah, I got to wake up at 2 a.m. and go to work myself. So,
How's the?
Man, I hope you're on the West Coast.
what's that?
Well, I think isn't Scotsman in he on the midnight shift, or is it weird now?
Yeah, I'm on 3rd shift. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I've been doing
I'm
that.
typically at work right now. That's why I'm usually never able to come on.
Yeah. 3rd shift, man. It's a kicker, but it is what it is.
What are your
Yeah,
hours?
get a
What do
good
you work?
differential?
I go in. I usually start around 11, but it just varies depending on the day. Because sometimes I go in and do preventive maintenance, and so I have to go in 2 or 3 hours early to do that, depending on what I'm doing. So I can have some days I'm working just a regular 9-hour day. Other days I'm working 12 hours.
Nice. Mike, what were you saying? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying, like, I hope you can at least get a good shift differential out of the deal, being on midnights.
It's not too bad. They upped it a little bit for me a couple months back, so it's not too bad.
What is it you actually do? So I don't actually know what you do at work.
I work at a steel company making gas cylinders, propane cylinders.
Oh, okay, nice. Nice.
Yeah, they make the big ass ones that go to Canada and all that.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, I'm still trying to finish out my contract in the Navy, so there's that.
Yeah.
Usually, especially if you get into power plants, usually Navy guys are in demand there, depending on what you did.
Yeah. I used to be in aviation, but I'm not anymore, so I'm not getting it. I used to work with the guys who worked on the aviation power plants and stuff like that. So they're pretty cool dudes, but they definitely have job opportunities on the outside. That's for sure. Oh. Yeah, so I got most of my reloading stuff set up. So we're getting there. We're getting there. And I'm still doing a bunch of research on it, trying to get, set up. And I know you told me, hey, if you have any questions, let me know. So don't worry, I'll be hitting you up pretty soon.
Yeah, just let me know, man.
I'm excited. Hopefully I don't blow myself up, but whatever. Whatever happens, happens.
Well,
It's
that all
always,
depends. That all
always
depends.
a fear, no matter what, on the first shot of every time you reload a new cartridge. That first shot. Pull up.
Yeah, it's scary.
What were you saying, Alan?
What's going to be the first rounds that you're going to be loading?
55 grain ball, just regular ball ammo. So for 5.56, well, 223 really, but yeah, I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. Just, that I don't know if I'm gonna try the 62 grain. I don't know much about this. I'm brand new at this, so I'm gonna figure it out.
There's plenty of us that can help. Kenny, some else of knowledge. Jamie, there's a whole bunch of them, man.
Yeah.
You need to check out the Reloaders Network.
Right.
The what?
The Reloaders Network.
Oh, okay. Will do. I'll definitely give that a try. What are you whining about? Huh?
There's ambiguity.
Yeah, as far as videos go, man, I'm way behind on people's videos too. I try to keep up, but I just can't keep up.
Yeah, I've been having less and less time to do that lately.
All right, Eagle Eye, we've already had gun checks, so you need to give us a flyby here.
Well, this is the old Creedmoor Savage 110 tactical, which I will be rebarreling to a Magnum cartridge. It's got roughly 2,200 rounds down it, and it's shot out since 1,800 rounds. So I went out today to see if it's even working. Keeping the barrel, and it's not.
Hey.
I always carry a little pistol on too, a little Taurus V2C.
Good Lord, my German Husky's losing her freaking mind. Hey.
If folks don't know, I don't really have anything fancy. I tend to use budget and typical rifles that all of us could afford, something about $1,000, and take these things out to super long ranges. And it's all to do with hand loading. You take advantage of the hand loading, and you gain performance and accuracy just with your hand load without having to spend $2,200 on a rifle. Get more familiarized with your gun. You know exactly what your gun's capable of doing, and you see where you need to spend your money.
I brought out just because people were talking about guns. I brought out my CZ Bren 2 just because I kind of love this thing.
Can't go wrong there.
Nope, sure can't.
I know some.
Here I got CZ75B.
I love CZs. I love CZs.
They work.
They
Chico
do.
was wearing a parachute, bud.
I know I'm going to piss Scotsman off with this, but I'm traveling just to Glock 43X.
Yes. Oh man. Which
I
you need
thought-
to-
At least it wouldn't hurt.
Not
too much
everyone.
if you happen to
Not
lose
everyone can carry CZs.
you need to go trade that Glock in for a CZ SP01 compact.
I have it. I have a CZ75 BD, and I love it. But I mean, this is one of the best combination of size, reliability, and accuracy. I mean, this is one of the best Glocks they made. I think. I don't know, but and it had the night sights on the factory side. I like guns I don't have to touch after I buy them.
I'll give you that. I mean, there's a reason Glock's still in business after 30 years after making the same handgun for 30 years. So literally the same handgun every time they come out with a new handgun, but it works which is why people keep buying them. I mean, they're great handgun.
And frankly, my favorite company is Beretta, and I really wish what I'd really like to see them make is an M9A3 compact, or like maybe like a Glock, like the Glock 43 is a smaller version of the Glock 19X. The 43X is a smaller version of the 19X. I'd love to see a compact, compact maybe single stack M9A3, because I know Scotsman has an M9A3. I love my M9A3, and I carried a 92 FS compact Inox for a long time. I love Beretta. It's just I kind of went to this because I could actually shoot. Since I could shoot this as well as the Beretta, I went to this just because I could change the sights if I needed to, but had the night sights out of the factory. So in that Beretta, the M9A3 is a little bit too big for t-shirts because I'm not skinny like the Scotsman. I'm kind of fat, and that prints a little too much. But so that's why I kind of like this 43X. I wish Beretta would make a compact version like that.
I'm very familiar with the Beretta. I love the Berettas. Some people in the military don't like the Beretta. They're like, oh, it's a piece of junk. But they don't realize like that thing has been in service for so long.
The problem with that is a lot of those that say they're junk is because they got one that had been shot out already, or that was beat up from the armory already. They weren't getting a brand spanking new one, so they got hand-me-downs pretty much. So they always said they were junk. And then people always complain about the safety. I have no problems with that safety.
So
Yeah.
I just got back from just last year. I got back from a school out at Crane, Indiana, like the actual weapons facility out for the Navy. And we're switching to the M18 handgun from SIG, which is a SIG P320 compact. I know the Army and the Air Force, they went to the M17, which is the full-sized handgun, but the Navy decided to go with a compact handgun, and it was to take care of two different pistols, the M11 and the M9. Just to wipe both of those pistols out, we're just going to use one, which was the M18. However, when the M18 and M17 were going through the trials, I wish they would have just stuck with the Beretta M9, the A3 model, because it would have saved them so much money, because we had a 95% compatibility rate with the M9s already in stock.
Yep.
Yeah, you mix and match the slides and everything. The M9A3.
So I'm a little interested to see how this is going to work out when we actually do switch. But neat little handgun. I'll give it that. The P320, the M18 model is actually a pretty neat handgun. I got to take it apart and play around with it a little bit, but I don't know. I guess I don't like change. So
change is the only thing that's inevitable in the world. It's just I want change to be positive. I don't approve of change for the sake of change.
right. I think the M18 and the M17 were politically based. I think someone up at SIG is rubbing elbows with someone up at the top, but that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, it always comes down to the money side of things, man.
Yeah.
That's what it always comes down to, and it's sad.
Yeah. My personal opinion is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, and the M9 did just fine.
Yeah, at the time when they were going through that, I was actually working at Beretta, and
Okay.
it was there was all kinds of problems and issues where basically the problem was they couldn't make them fast enough.
I see. Okay.
But they were hiring like crazy. But they were getting caught up pretty good.
Yeah.
But there was always the conversation going around about the whole money problem, and that's what it all comes down to when it comes down to that is who's going to give us the cheapest bid.
Yeah, that is how it works.
Beretta did it to SIG in the 80s, and SIG did it to Glock, last year. So
That's true. I did hear that too. Glock was pretty pissed about it actually, because they met all the requirements and then still didn't get picked.
Well, I got. Hold on just a second.
He's probably got a 19X.
Yes, I do.
It's a piece of junk, man. Don't even bother grabbing it.
One of the three I brought with me.
Oh, there it is.
But I compared this with the M17 and the Brett M9A3. I mean, the M9A3 is superior to both of them. Then I choose the 19X and then over the M17. I like the 19X a lot better than the M17.
Yeah. Just the sheer parts compatibility alone should have been enough, like
Yeah.
to win
That
them.
was the one that got me. Like everything was already interchangeable. Yeah, I was kind of blew me away.
It wasn't even the parts compatibility, but also like the fact that like your entire force has already been trained on the M9.
Yep.
And now we're going to have to go through this whole mass thing. I won't get into it because I'll probably get in trouble, but
What you got there, Kenny?
Let's talk about real guns. All right.
Oh.
44. All steel. You don't have to worry about your dog chewing it. This is a gun.
did I fire
Yeah.
6 shots or only 5?
You know, I love me some 44. Act.
6-1. All it takes.
Yeah.
Got my 500 Desert Eagle at home.
Good Lord. I don't have anything that big. I mean, the biggest probably handgun that I have is Tokarev. The 7.62 by 25. That's about as big as it goes.
Yeah,
And that's not even a big gun.
I know this may make me a damn dirty communist for saying this, but I enjoy shooting my Tokarov more than I do the my classic 1911. I mean, I have a vintage 1911, 1918 serial date on it, parkerized sometime in World War II. But I enjoy shooting the Tokarov more than I enjoy shooting that.
It is a really nice handgun. I personally own the M57. I shortly after Tim put out his video on the M57, I went out and scoured Classic Firearms for one because I saw that they were under $200, and I was like, I gotta have one of these. But yeah, it's been seriously one of the most fun pistols I've shot so far.
I have the Romanian TTC, and then I was able to later on finally get a Russian TT33.
Nice. I haven't been able to find, one in my price point, a TT33 yet, but I'm still looking. So,
Alan, you got the 10 millimeter on you, don't you?
Yeah, I got a 10 millimeter right here by my side. It's made in the Philippines, but it's
hell yeah.
it's one of the it's one of the most beautiful shooting 1911s I've ever owned.
It's Rock Island Armory.
It's a Rock Island Armory Ultra. So it's just the single stack. It ain't the 2011. But really, damn, love the 10 millimeter anyway. But I absolutely love this thing.
Is there any place in your area that sells Fort Scott munitions? Have you tried that in your 10 millimeter?
I have not yet, and I actually plan on ordering some in a couple of days. After my next paycheck came in, I was already planning on getting an order in.
So that's what I actually put in my Colt Delta Elite. I'll take that. Well, deer season's coming up. And that's what I take as backup for deer season. That's something I actually trust to kill a deer within 25 yards.
Nice.
Yeah, there's guys that we know that are taking bear with that in Alaska. So
10 millimeters ridiculous. That's so awesome. Me personally, I wanted to pick up their Rock Island Armory's GI Model 45 1911. That's I've always wanted one just to have one because I don't have a 1911, but those look awesome.
Well, Rock Island's turning out great 1911s. They're hand fit. The price is nothing like some of the things out there. It's performed flawlessly. I've put like 5 different kinds of ammo through it. It's eaten everything. It's been a beautiful shooter so far. Absolutely beautiful. I got nothing bad to say about it other than it throws the brass so far away I can't go grab it and reload it. It chucks the brass out of that freaking ejector like way 25, 30 feet behind me.
You're hitting people in the next county with 10 millimeter brass. Hush you. Come here.
All right. Jamie, you want to talk about this real quick? You started and then you kind of stopped.
Yeah, I'm glad Kenny's here and Eagle Eye Shooting. I got Chico in the side chat. We've started a GoFundMe for, and the title of it is Reloaders Lives Matter. And we are raising funds for our buddy Mike Treen, who's been hit with cancer. And he's got it in his bladder and a lot of other places. So he's undergoing chemo right now, and we're looking forward to a operation. We're trying to raise. We've got the goal set at 1,500 right now, but I think it's going to have to go up to 2,000 because we've got so many prizes that. So many incentives that we're going to be giving away. We're going to $10 donation will get you an entry. We're Scotsman, you want to talk about what you've donated?
Yes, I got the Frankfurt Arsenal M coaxial press, brand spanking new, unused. That'll get boxed back up and go to someone. And then I have the Dillon Square Deal B and 357 Magnum that comes with all the upgrades, the roller handle, the inline fabrication mount, all of that stuff.
Nice. I'll have to grab that link. I'm going to donate. You don't have to throw in an entry or anything. I'm just going to donate just because that's important. So
appreciate it, man.
If you want your entries, make sure you email me or Scotsman or Chico or Kenny's also donated a prize.
Yeah, so if folks are looking at Lee Precision, they're coming out with a new Lee auto processing press. It's a single stage, kind of weird. You could actually set the die upside down and actually size your cast bullets and process, deep prime and fully size your brass really fast. It's one of the fastest presses out there. So it hasn't came out yet. It's supposed to be released in December. I have one coming to me, and I was going to do a review for it, but I decided just to give it away. Mike is a very dear friend to a lot of us. He's been around since I started my YouTube channel. I've known him for over 5 years, and kind of strikes home, when you hear your friends being sick like that. So a lot of prayers going to his family, a lot of prayers going to him, and we're praying for his fast recovery. So any kind of cash will help out. As you all know, doctor's bills just get stacked up. Any little things like start stacking up, and it just gets another stressful thing for him not to worry about. If we could donate $2,000.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it very much. We also have Mr. MCK. He was out there with us earlier, but he's had to go back to work. I hope he's where he can hear it. I hope he hears this later if he can't. He is donating a Lyman Big Dipper lead melting pot with the ladle that comes with it. It's what I started casting with. It's a great entryway into casting. And I've also, since we've been on the air tonight, I've confirmed with Full Ed Taco that he will donate 2 molds of the caliber of choice for whoever wins the melting pot from MCK.
That's awesome.
that is awesome.
So if you're interested in getting into reloading and casting and powder coating and all this, this would be a good chance for you to make a donation to a buddy that needs the help and have a chance to win a lot of this stuff. So, I think, what do you think, Scotsman? You think we need to bump that up to 2,000?
I think we can probably go higher. Honestly, I think we can probably go higher the way it's going, because I know KFW wants to donate something too. So we got a lot of prizes out there.
Oh, I forgot. Chico is his Lee Challenger press is also going to be in there, and that is a very nice entry level press. If y'all not familiar with the Lee Challenger press, it's aluminum. I think it's a C style, or is it O-ring, Chico? But very good single stage press.
Yeah, it makes reloading a lot easier. It uses these quick change bushings, so you could swap your dies out, and it's a very robust, sturdy press. Really good for someone, like they're saying, to get into hand loading and reloading.
So all the guys that from Reloaders Network and our reloading community have really stepped up, especially Scotsman. We appreciate it very much, and we appreciate all the donations, and hopefully we'll make our goal here pretty soon, and we'll see what KFW has to throw in, and maybe I need to talk with him, and well, you can talk with him and let me. I'm going to do a video about it as soon as you hear back from KFW. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll get with him again tomorrow and see what he wants to throw in.
But I appreciate everybody's cooperation, and I appreciate all the donations. And Scotsman, I appreciate you donating. Appreciate your time on your show tonight to promote it. So
Oh, yeah, absolutely, brother. You know, you're welcome every time. All right. With that being said, we are gonna start going through the room. I do have to go to work, unfortunately.
Oh no.
So I'll start with Milsert Mike.
Well, just here for a week. I'm not sure forgot what we're all supposed to say, but just keep it up. Hopefully I get through this week and learn what I need to learn.
Awesome, man. I'm sure you will. Sure you will. Eagle Eye.
As always, an outstanding panel. Another great chat. Had a lot of great topics. You know, Scotsman, you're always helping out this community, so I wanted to personally thank you. You do a lot, and I look forward to the Georgia Shooter Connection and Sunday, just to know these live chats are up. So I wanted to say thank you. Thanks, Ellen, for letting me be on here. That's really all I got. I mean, I got a AR barrel. I was going to make a video about how to actually chamber and make their own AR barrel out of a barrel blank. I'm chambering a 350 Legend, so that'll be coming up pretty shortly. That's all I got.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Typical American.
All right, man. First, I just want to say thank you for getting me started, reloading, everything like that. I'm going to plug this GoFundMe, if you don't mind, to get the word out. Because I really, it kind of hits home for me because I've had family members die from cancer. And so if I can plug that, I'd really appreciate that, just so I can get the word out. And I'm going to get the word out to other people I know, like Prescott Caliber Club and Will Patriot, see if they'll do the same, just so we can get that money raised, because that's really important. Again, thank you for getting me started reloading. It's going to be a long road. I already know that, but I'm open to learning, so we're getting it done.
Awesome. Good deal, man. And I appreciate you sharing that link as well, man. Everyone's always been hit by someone that's had cancer in their life at some point. So, you know, unfortunately, it seems to be something that's been going around a lot the last couple of years with our network. But
I'll
Jamie.
do what I can.
Well, Typical Americans, great to meet you, and good to see Mike again. And I appreciate your help on this. And we're looking forward to getting Mike some money raised and getting that to him, and getting some great incentives out to the folks that donate. I've learned a lot from Mr. Eagle Eye. So, Typical American, if you got some questions about reloading, particularly 223 and stuff like that, get over to the Reloaders Network, get yourself signed up, get some videos up, and we can. I'll be glad to help you. I'm on Slack. You can call me anytime. Scotsman's got my phone number. You can get it from him. I'll call you. I got Kenny's number, and
Awesome.
he's a good dude.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Yep, everybody's always welcome to send an email as well, and I do my best to comment back to folks and answer emails. Just here to help and enjoy the sport.
And
So,
I'm extremely excited to see those videos, Kenny, about this 350 Legend barrel.
Yeah, I'm excited to actually show it because there ain't much out there on YouTube that actually shows how to chamber a complete AR barrel. Putting on the barrel extension, everything from just a barrel blank, just a piece of metal. So folks get to actually see, how to actually make a precision AR barrel trued. And folks, I guess a lot of folks are relying on gas blocks of being exactly true. And in fact, there's a lot of deviation on how these things are made.
I can imagine that. But I'll just say thanks to everybody. Scotsman, thank you for the link and having me on and helping us with the fundraiser. Alan, you are a pro. Keep up the good work, sir. And y'all have a great week. If you need me, just holler.
Awesome, man. Always a pleasure to have you on. All right.
just real quick, Chico, it's 9mm, by the way.
Yep. I was gonna say you had a question up there.
Yeah. I thought.
All right, Alan, what you got, brother?
Oh man, it's been a rough week, and I'm really glad that we had the show tonight. Had an absolutely phenomenal panel. Just a pleasure to have some of these guys on here. It's all of them actually, everybody except me. Congratulations to Jesse B on winning that thing, whatever that thing is. I will I actually have a couple of videos in the buffer. I will be turning those out sooner or later, maybe. I don't know. I might keep them for myself. I'm kind of selfish like that. But other than that, like I always tell you, keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber.
All right, awesome. Guys, appreciate it. Appreciate everyone in the side chat. You guys all have a good night.
You too, man.
Too, man.
Good night.
Woo!